Have you ever wondered what it's like for animals to talk to each other? Have you ever wondered if animals have their own language? Well, probably not, but if so, that's good. Animal communication is often not thought of, and that's unfortunate because there are a variety of ways in which animals communicate and specific details about those types. And for future reference, unless otherwise stated, all information comes from NatureWorks. NatureWorks is a website devoted to nature and animals and spreading information about them to the whole world. The first type of animal communication I'm going to talk about is visual. A great example of this is found in dogs and wolves. Dogs and wolves show submission to other dogs that are threatening them by laying on their backs and putting their tail between their legs. And on the other hand, they try to assert their dominance by staring at other dogs and baring their teeth and raising their fur. And Gila monsters use their colors on their backs to show other animals that they are poisonous. And so for these types of monsters, or these type of animals, Gila monsters, they use visual communication to show that they are poisonous and to protect themselves from other animals. Also, animals communicate in auditory ways. Two examples of this are found in dolphins and crickets. Bottlenose dolphins have a wide range of vocalization, and it is theorized that they have their own language, and there's a lot of research still being done into this, but they have their own, each bottlenose dolphin has its own unique clicking sound that it makes, and it also uses it for echolocation to find food. So it makes a noise from an air sac found in its forehead, and it makes a clicking noise, and the sound waves bounce off of fish and bounce back to them, and wherever the sound is coming from, they know where the food is for them for their next meal. And in crickets, unlike dolphins, they don't use their noises for food. But according to Ohio State University program called Wonders of Our World, crickets use sound and vibrations to communicate with each other. So, only the male crickets are able to make noises, and they use them for mating, and then once they get the mate, they use their chirping to defend the mate and to mark their territory. And for the final type of communication is tactile. Primates are an example of this because they live in groups, and the way they form their groups is by touching one another. And they form bonds this way, and from these bonds there's peace that is found amongst the animals. And this is an example of primates forming bonds through touching. They groom each other and therefore establish peace among the group. And also by touching they determine if another animal is worthy to be in their group. And another example is found in sea otters. And like primates, bonds are formed, but in a different way. The sea otters play with each other by rubbing their faces together and touching noses. And this also establishes bonds, and it's a way that they express their friendship. Well, I'd like to continue informing about other types of animal communication, but I'm almost out of time. So, as I hope you have learned, animals do have their own language, and though it may not be as complex as humans or as dolphins, it is still an interesting thing to learn about.
Thank you. Very good.